So in this segment, we're going to be talking about the UK not sure where billions of pounds of PPE is, and we've previously talked about how some of the PPE is on airfields and in other places because the government bought so much and at such an inflated price that they've basically robbed the taxpayer, and on top of that, they've bought so much PPE that they have no idea where the stuff is because they didn't know. They found the most random places to store it. I wouldn't be surprised if I found some masks in my house, that belong to government or something, or in your house. Maybe you got to look around at where you live, so have a look in your shop. See if you can find some. If the government hid some under a rug or something like that, because yeah, what these people, man. Oh, it causes me pain to cover these stories, man. Honestly, it just does. You have to laugh because it's just pure pain. So the government is not sure where billions of pounds worth of personal protective equipment is located, the head of the National Audit Office has disclosed. Gareth Davies, I think there's a typo there, the Controller and Auditor General, said outside consultants have been brought into Whitehall to find all equipment which is stored at different sites around the country or is in transit from abroad. The task has been undertaken so that Department of Health and Social Care knew when stocks would become too old to use and could complete its own accounts, he said. So the National Audit Office has been brought in here, I think, to clean up the mess that the Department of Health and Social Care has made. And what they're here to do is tell the Department of Health and Social Care where their stuff is, when it's going out of date, so they can log everything. Under questioning from the Public Accounts Committee, Davis said, "We have been working closely with the Department of Health, DOH. It has commissioned consultants to advise it on first of all understanding where all the PPE has been brought actually is." It sounds like a strange question, but it is a really big issue because it is not all standing neatly in an NHS store somewhere. And so basically the government had to bring in consultants and the National Audit Office to try and clear up the mess that the Department of Health and Social Care have made when it comes to storing PPE for the NHS. We have amounts in containers in storage around the country. There's some on the docks, there's some en route somewhere from China. Concerns over shortages of PPE was a marked feature of the early phase of the pandemic last year as countries around the world scrambled for scarce supplies as the disease spread across the globe, and we were one of those countries because our government was not prepared at all. When it came to PPE, we did not have enough and we didn't add to the pandemic stockpile when we should have done. Frontline staff in both health and social care experienced shortages of PPE, with some forced to reuse single-use items as stocks ran low. In July, Rishi Sunak allocated £15 billion to procure masks, gowns and gloves, a sum that dwarfs the entire spending of other Whitehall departments. Davies said the task of evaluating how much the stock was worth would also mean assessing when the equipment went beyond its use-by date. And so because the government bought so much of it, is not clear that if this stuff will be used within the use-by date. So maybe we will sell some of it off or donate it to other countries. I don't know. I'd rather we just donate it at that point if there's so much of it that we won't be able to use a lot of it in time. So let's keep going. Davies said the task of evaluating how much the stock was worth would also mean assessing when the equipment went beyond its use-by date. Evaluating that PPE accurately for the 31st of March for the account is a really difficult proposition. It is not one that can only be avoided because it is very material sum this year. £15 billion has been budgeted on the spend. £15 billion has been budgeted on spend in the year. I mean, there's some of the sentence in here. I guess they're quoting him directly. It's a bit of a hard sentence to say. Basically, he's saying that the government have allocated 15 billion for PPE, which is a huge figure, and auditing all of that is going to take a lot of time. We have been working with the department and their consultants to understand how they are getting a handle of where the material is and then how it is being valued, including the issue that I know the committee has been interested in, the age of the stock and at what stage does it become unusable and therefore valueless. So he's saying that, he's been working with the department and with their consultants, to understand, where the stuff is, how much is it being valued right now, including, issues that the committee is interested in, which is how old is the stock and when does it go past its use-by date. The government has been criticised for an over-reliance upon outside consultants during the pandemic. I mean, specifically, I would look at the DHSC, I would look at Test and Trace as well, because they've been paying consultants out of the wazoo. I think it's like thousands of pounds a day or something like that. It's ridiculous how much they're being paid, especially for a failing system. A Department of Health and Social Care spokesperson confirmed that it has outside consultants working on its accounts, but said it was incorrect to suggest they were working on locating and accounting for PPE. The department did not reply to questions asking which outside consultants are being employed and how much they are being paid. I'm not surprised given the massive stink that was made about how much the consultants that were working with Test and Trace were being paid. This would probably be a lot of money, and I wouldn't be surprised if some of these people were friends of the friends of Tories. Honestly, I would not be surprised. But if these consultants can't figure out where the stuff is, if the National Audit Office are struggling to find where this stuff is, the PPE, and the Department of Health and Social Care are struggling to find where this PPE is stored, clearly there's massive issues here, because no one knows where this stuff is. No one has any idea where this stuff is, also how much it costs, and also where what's in transit and what's in the country, what's its use by date. And these are key issues, because this is taxpayers' money here. This is taxpayers' money, and if you work and if you pay tax, I would be very upset at the situation right now. Talking about these claims about the consultants, sorry, I got to do my government statement voice. These claims are false. We are working to ensure that our accounting records are accurate and up to date, and the National Audit Office is performing its annual audit. As it stands practice in any industry, a stock take is done before the end of the financial year so that records are up to date. The Department of Health and Social Care is no different, the spokesperson has said. So it's my bad. The National Audit Office were brought in to not to save the DHSC here, but for a standard annual audit. Good luck to the National Audit Office, because it sounds like they have their work cut out for them. But what we can gather from this is that the UK is unsure where billions of pounds worth of PPE is. They have no idea where this stuff is. They don't really know when it's going to go out of date. And if it does go out of date, that's a massive waste of taxpayers' money. So I'm thinking, figure out where this stuff is and how long it's got left. If it's within a year of sell-by date or use-by date, just donate it to another country that can make use of it immediately. Because there'll be a lot of countries like that, or sell it to them on the cheap, because we need to try and recoup how much, a lot of money that we've spent on this PPE that was at an inflated price, because A, the government weren't prepared and didn't add to the stockpile. B, the government, brought the PPE when it was in mass demand. Also, the fact that because the government are buying so much of it, you do get the benefit of economies to scale, where you can get discounts on bulk purchases. But we wasted a lot of that because we went through outside consultants. See my videos on that guy who sounds like a Capcom villain, Sega, and other places where they spent PESFIX and all this stuff. And also the fact that the government, by buying all this stuff, does create a bit of a artificial shortage, because the government buying millions of, say, gowns, they're going to say we only have this amount of gowns. And so going to other companies, and they're realizing that there's a massive shortage because the government are buying so much of it, they can charge the government more because they know we're in a desperate situation. I hope that made sense. But anyways, the point of this video is to say that the government don't know where this stuff is. The NAO are trying to figure this out. The government have brought in outside consultants. They're trying to figure this out. They're probably being paid bank as well, so hopefully they figure out soon, because it's in their best interest really not to figure this out, because they'll make more money, because they'll get paid by the day. So anyways, not much more to say apart from like, comment, share, subscribe. I'm on Discord. If you are interested, you can join the Discord server. Anyways, let me know what you think in the comments below. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.